Hey everyone, it's me, Patch and Bogat. This is my video that I wanted to make about what does it take to be and stay on the left-hand path. Because the left-hand path could be quite difficult for many individuals who are on it and or interested, and yet they feel as if that it has to be easy to some degree. Now, what I mean by that is when someone has their first connection with the demons, they feel as if that they're going to get exactly what they want because the demon said yes, and poof, there you go. Of course, all this information seems to be basic, but keep in mind, for those who are already initiated in the left-hand path, the information can still apply, but it definitely applies for those who are not on the left-hand path and are interested. You see, because though this information is so fundamental for you and I, it's not for those who are new, obviously. So the information is primarily for them, but it can still be for those who have been on the left-hand path for many, many years. You know, I think about what happened in last November. You know, I've been through so much with Satan, and at that particular time I thought I was going to receive what I want, but it took a turn for the worse. But of course the worst was really for my benefit, and I didn't get what I want when Satan said I was going to receive it, so I had to go through all that emotional upheaval. But interestingly, if I did not stay on the left-hand path and I allowed emotion, the destruction of that Luciferian light, to dismantle me, I wouldn't be in front of this camera. Fuck it, this channel wouldn't even exist. This very channel started in February. I appreciate Satan for that training, because in Satan's eyes, that was my crowning achievement. It was a great severity for me. And Satan really did kick the mess out of me, you know. Trying to edit my language, I'm usually cursing all over the time, but he kicked the crap out of me and put it right back inside of me, and I was completely confused and lost. Why did he do that when he said he was going to give it to me and it didn't happen? Well, you're probably watching this video because you know why? Perhaps it's because that the demons have done that to you and you're completely confused. You're hurt by it. Why did Satan do that to me? Well, first of all, I'd like to go over one point. The first point is this. You're supposed to be kicking and screaming as you move forward in the left-hand path. And the reason why I say that is because you have individuals that come into the left-hand path, they do their magic, they don't get no results when they wanted to, then they go back to their churches, because it's, you know, people come with this superficial wants and needs, and then when it's not manifested they leave, or when the pressure starts they leave. But one thing I do know about Satan is the fact that if you keep on doing what you're doing, you're gonna get results. But the problem is that people don't stay around long enough to either see those results, or they don't even know the mechanism behind magic. Like how you are able to bring something into this physical reality, it has to be a thought first before it's manifested. You see, to create your own reality that you see fit, that takes time. And a lot of people don't want to hear it, but that's the second point. The second point is that you need to be put out of your comfort zone. You have to hear things you don't want to hear. Like if you have to wait 5 years, 6 years for something like that to manifest, the change of your reality, a lot of people don't want to hear that. They don't want to be uncomfortable. See, their comfortable spot dictates to them that it has to be right here, right now. Then when they hear that it takes a lot more longer than what they expected, or it's a lot more harder, then they don't want to have nothing to do with it. It's almost as if that it, to people that say that they want, it's very superficial, but at the same time, It's just ideologies that do not come to be. It doesn't really take form, take root, and grow. And Satan taught me that. He taught me the big difference between what I want, which is the ideologies that's simply superficial, and then from what I want. And the other want is something that you understand this one, but it's a lot more deeper. It's not superficial. It runs even deeper. And this want is that you take whatever it is that Satan does to you, and you pull through all that darkness, because you know that at the end of it all, that darkness is where you find light. And again, you probably heard that before, but it's the truth. You know, I'm sitting here watching my anime and watching Black Clover and old school anime like Kill la Kill, and you know, I'm just like really enjoying myself. And then I said, let me make a video, because based off of what I'm experiencing, enjoying my life under quarantine, watching my anime, I thought of you guys, because that I said to myself, there haven't been someone that needs assistance in their black magic. They need assistance in their relationship with Satan, because perhaps they're confused, because now they've gotten out of, let's say, Christianity, they've worshipped Yahweh, you know, some false fucking god, you know. They're newly here within the left-hand path, and they just can't let go of Christianity and their past. And even though their past and things that they were taught, it's going to take time for them to develop, to disengage all that, and to fully be formed in the left-hand path, because it takes a lot of hard work, and it takes time. It takes time for you to develop. It takes time for you to develop what you want. But a lot of people are not willing to put in that time, put in that effort. And it doesn't matter what type of magic you do. Like, for example, when I was first starting out in the left-hand path, I kid you not, I didn't know anything about, well, anything when it comes to the left-hand path. When I asked Satan about this windfall, I wanted it. Yeah, he said he'll do it. He definitely said he'll do it. But the interesting thing is that I did not know that as I was developing over time, I was learning from Satan. I was learning how to be a better person, learning what black magic really is, what the demonic is, and all these things take time. But you know what? I know that we're all individual. You know, I know for myself, I thought, and I still feel, that I'm born of Satan. I'm pretty sure you friends may think that too, meaning like you have an affinity toward him. Maybe you were first atheist, and then getting to know the left-hand path, it really brought you out of atheism, and you felt like you were just super connected with this particular demon. That's what I'm trying to say. You have this urge, just this innate feeling that you always knew this individual. And that's how I feel about Satan. You know, and I feel that feelings like that, moments like that, you should always hold on to, because when you're alone and you have these negative feelings of your own and these negative thoughts, you start to discern which is which. So in other words, I know when I'm feeling negative about myself, I'm feeling anxious, I start being negative about what I do, and then I start to realign myself and go, no, that's not myself. Perhaps I need to eat something, you know, because eating something makes me feel good, it brings my self-esteem up. And then I know that it's because, well, I didn't eat. So in other words, as I discern myself and I know thyself, I know that when I have negative thoughts or I feel bad, it's because I didn't eat something. And that negative thought, which is caused by not eating, make me look at a lot of stuff that I do in a negative fashion. So obviously the solution is to eat a little something. And then I know that my self-esteem balances itself out. Because some time ago, I thought that I was a troublemaker, in a sense where I didn't want to learn. And yes, I was being too hard on myself, but it's because I didn't know myself. I lacked a lot of knowledge and I didn't know myself. But it's only up until recent that I started to know myself, where it's like, no, it's not that I'm trying to be a troublemaker. I'm not trying to give the demons a hard time, or I'm wishy-washy about the left-hand path. No, it's because I simply didn't eat something. Something as simple as that, believe it or not, will cause someone to leave the left-hand path. And I know that you friends know what I'm talking about. You friends probably have bad relationships, and this is me trying to prove my point. You know, either you be a guy or a girl, whatever have you, you have a situation with your mate, things didn't go right, and you automatically feel that the demons did it for you. Or perhaps you feel that you have to leave the left-hand path and focus on your relationship. You see, things like that, if we don't know that the source may be the mate that's involved, that is really tugging at us, then we're not going to ascend. And the reason why I know that is because even recently, it was this girl I really liked a lot. You probably heard me in one of my first videos making this point, but even Satan himself had to get me out of that sort of hold of me focusing on this one woman. Hell, he did it through dark means, but I've learned. I've learned about it. I learned from that experience, and I said to myself, you know what? Maybe this person is not for me. Because for Satan to go to that great lengths to keep me from being with this person, I had to learn, and I did. And that's why I feel, friends, that discernment is really good for those who are up and coming in the left-hand path. You have to be patient. And when you think in that type of way where you're waiting for Satan, as you're doing what is needed in order for you to become closer to your goal, that's whatever the demon wants you to do. You know, what they ask you to do, do it. That's what I'm trying to say. And you're going to make sacrifices along the way. Like I said, that girl I liked a tremendous amount. I mean, I put a lot of energy about this with this person, and I thought so much. To only know that Satan said she was not right for me. Are you willing to sacrifice everything to ascend? Think about it. Satan told me, get rid of her. She's not good for you. It takes a lot of energy, doesn't it? A lot of effort on your part. You know, it wasn't easy for me to just say, you know what, fuck it. But I did it. And lastly, Satan just came to me and told me, I'm going to take your job away. Do you have that faith? Take that leap of faith, so to speak, to just leave it in their hands, the demons' hands, these deities, and go, okay, fine. And mind you, I lost my job way before. I lost my job way before the quarantine ever happened, back in January. But I'm pretty sure you get my point. You lose your job, you lose your girlfriend, whatever it is that the demon asks of you. Yeah, it's going to be a lot, perhaps. But I know for me, to shed off that skin, to enter this death-like state, to be risen, to rise from those dark ashes, to become anew. To me, it's worth it. And you still have to practice what you say that you're going to do. So in other words, you say that you are a Satanist, dude, back it up. You don't need anyone else here on YouTube. You don't need someone outside, your next door neighbor or whatever, to, you don't need to depend on them to be on the left-hand path. See, I don't need to watch other people's channels and just, that makes me feel as if I'm doing the right thing as a Satanist. No, this is the left-hand path. It's individuality. Sure, other individuals do the right thing on their channel, and I think they're great by doing that, but I'm my own man. And I know that the only thing that is going to get me by in this world as I mold it, become my own God, is myself. Do you have that resolve to pull through all that darkness? Kicking, screaming, cursing if you have to? Fuck it. I remember he's the first spirit that I cursed out. You know what's so funny? He cursed me out right back. Because Satan knows that I'm not normally that way. That's why I tried to allude in the beginning of this video that when you're kicking and screaming, you see, the demons know what you're capable of. You need to know yourself. That's why I started to realize that when I'm not eating, I can get down on myself, down all my black magic and things of that nature. But I know that's not who I normally is, and Satan knows that too. Hence, he knew that because he is the causality of the pain and suffering that I'm cursing out, no, he's not going to abuse me or hurt me physically, because he knows that I know myself. And the reason why I'm cursing is because he's the causality of it. But yet, one thing that really makes me feel very happy between me and Satan is the fact that when Satan told me that he admired me, yeah, fine, it's sweet, it's cuddly, but I didn't know what the fuck that meant at first. What did it mean that he admired me? Simply said he admired me. As it stands to reason, he helped me to appreciate what he meant by that. And I want to share this with him. And what Satan meant that by him admiring me is that he admires my resolve as staying in the left-hand path, not for nobody, for myself. Going through a lot of the darkness that is not easy. Because the truth be told, I'm sorry YouTube, I will curse this one more time because it's necessary. The demons, if they need to, because with me, Satan had to fuck me up, and I had to pull through it. And even though he's given me his worst in November, that ultimate darkness, my crowning achievement, he's given me his worst, but I pulled through it when I had nothing else left. Nothing else. I had all opportunity just to leave the left-hand path. Just go back to the, old way of life. Go to Jesus, Just go ahead. You want salvation? Go ahead. Stood there in pain. As I'm talking about battered and bruised. Real messed up. But I stayed. And I waited for the answers that Satan was going to give me. And I was giving all those answers from Satan. He was giving me all those answers. Still not receiving answers. That's how bad November was. Got my shit kicked up. But I've learned. And I feel good. And I hope that you friends, when you see this video, I hope that my experience encourages you that though you lack experience, though you are still on the left-hand path, regardless, do not give up. I learned that even from Satan himself. Just don't give up. Kick, scream, vent, do whatever. That means your magic is working. You're changing your reality. You're trying to transform into your higher self, so to speak. Just do not give up. Okay? I love you all. Please subscribe. And if you guys want to see my next video, please click that bell icon so you could be up to date with the newest videos that are out. And yes, I'm gonna update you by saying that sometime this week I will have my baby husky, and I'm gonna get her. It's a breeder that is going to have me come over to their house so I could get that dog. So early on this week, or should I say later on this week, I should get it, if not the following. But I'll keep you guys posted, and I'll video cam that as well, so you can see her. You can see my dog, and I hope that you guys appreciate that as well, okay? I love you all, and I see you later. Bye.